Hey everybody, it's Glenn back with another Clash Royale analysis video. At the end of this game, I just was exhaling probably the biggest breath I've ever had, just because of how tense this was. So let's go through it. So I'm using my traditional lineup, and I don't have Hut. I have a Tombstone, so I decided to go with Mortar and just see what they come up with. And they have Royal Giant and Minions, so I know that they're almost next to nothing in Elixir, but they bring Princess. This was an issue right here because, of course, hindsight's 2020. Obviously, had I known that they had Princess, I would have played the Tesla up instead of in the middle, because I'm trying to draw the Royal Giant past the bridge so that the Princess can my Princess and the tower can attack it. But since Princess is there now, she's gonna have just a fun day with the Tesla and the skeletons, although they use Zap. So now I'm having to decide, okay, do I want to spend to get rid of Princess? No, I want to build. So I'll just eat the damage, and they kind of recognize that too, that they're getting shot for free. But I have a Hut on the board. I think that was the main key about it, is that, yes, it is tough to eat damage whenever you can. I mean, I've talked about this in past videos. I'll take a hit if it means that I'm going to get an advantage later on. I was willing in this position here to take a couple of shots because, first of all, it's just I shouldn't say it's just Princess, but it's Princess. And I'm setting up for my eventual growth of the game later on. I have a Hut. I can put it on an Inferno Tower. Or I can run with Cart. I have options. I want to at least get that going instead of having to always play on my heels. So I didn't want to bring in Mortar again. So just bring in Cart. Just see what they can do. And I have a Fireball. So I'm trying to paint this so I can get E-Wiz. But then they have Barbarians, which is kind of unfortunate because, again, hindsight's 2020. Had I known they had Barbarians, I would have just used Fireball on them. And then Cart gets a free ride to the Princess Tower, although Ewiz was right there too. But at least the Cart is closer to the Princess Tower instead of getting stopped right at the bridge. So, again, hindsight's 2020. And I played the Tesla to the center, which you'll see was a mistake because they bring Princess, and I should have played it higher up so that Princess could get hit by it. Now she's going to have, again, another much more fun time. So when you use Tombstone, now it's on them to use Zap to stop it, and they don't. So they're coming in with Royal Giant again, and Minions. So we both use Zap at the same time, and then this is an issue because Royal Giant's just gonna get damage on damage, and I thought Mortar was gonna push it back, but it didn't, and now they're just having a grand old time with that. So finally I decided to play the Tesla up when nobody's coming, because I was just there fearful that this game was gonna be over. So really at this point they're waiting for the Tesla to go down, which gives me an opportunity to play Hut. They play the Princess right in front of the King Tower, which is a mistake because that's free damage. They play Goblins, which, again, free damage because they use Spirit. Now, see, this is the good thing about the second go-round. And if you're playing in Legendary Arenas, you'll understand this as you keep playing on. Because in the early part of your game against your opponent, you're just trying to perhaps build your setup and then go after the opponent. By the time you get to double elixir, or at least that second or third attempt, you should be in a position where you know that, hey, this card can be used to counter this card, or this card can counter something else, or I just save everything for their main push. So by understanding exactly what they have, now I know that okay, I can save zap for either minions or goblins. I can save Inferno Tower for Royal Giant. I'm using Fireball against Princess or Mortar against Princess. So that's just something to keep aware of as you rise up in the ranks, because you are going to have to decide on cards. So like I'm going to have to play Inferno Tower right now. And that positioning on the Tesla was money. So we got rid of the E-Wiz without a problem, but I don't have Fireball for Princess. So I'm just going to have to eat this. I use Zap on them because it's against more opponents. I bring in Cart right up front, and they're going to have to answer it. And they do with Valkyrie, which everybody... I wish Valkyrie gets nerfed, but that's just me. Because everybody uses it. Anyways, I bring E-Wiz at the front, and I think I could get an opportunity with Mortar. So, I think this was a mistake by my opponent. They bring in Barbarians to stop the... They bring in Barbarians to stop the Mortar. Perhaps the better opportunity was to run Royal Giant in between the bridge, kind of like halfway between the bridge and the Princess Tower. I think that would have been the better play, because first off, Royal Giant's going to have enough space to attack the Mortar. Second of all, the Mortar's not... By playing everybody right there, yes, I could have gotten a shot in, and they probably weren't expecting that. What they missed was that the Mortar's just going to just jump. The Mortar shot's just going to jump over the Barbarians. So they could have... I think the better play was to run Royal Giant and just have it slow walk to the Mortar, because the Mortar just attacks it the rest of the way. They could also play Barbarians in the center and split them, but then they don't have enough for when they do their big push, which was what I thought, looking back now, that they were going to try. They were going to try to bring in Barbarians and Minions to kind of clear the board for the Royal Giant, and then it just becomes overwhelming. So they didn't get rid of them, and they just zapped the Spear Goblins, or else this game is really over at that point. And again, I forgot that they have Princess. This Tesla should be right at the river, getting rid of both of them. And they have E-Wiz. So again, this is an opportunity for them to just have a lot of fun with all my stuff. And I bring in Royal Giant, and I just put down that Mortar in time. I was hoping the Mortar didn't go after the Barbarians, thank goodness. And now I'm just gonna have to deal with this Princess right here. I bring in Cart. And I'm hoping that this was key, I thought, right here. Yes, they bring in E-Wiz and he zaps out the Spear Goblins, but Zap would have got rid of everybody faster in that moment. Zap would have got rid of everybody faster. Valkyrie survives a little bit longer. And now they have a push. Yes, I'm going to have an Inferno Tower ready for Royal Giant, but they have the lead. It's not, at this point, any shot on the tower is a really good, it pretty much seals the win for them, instead of making the one massive push. So I thought I would use Zap against myself to get rid of the Spear Goblins in that moment. Valkyrie survives with a little bit more health, backed by an E-Wiz, and then yes, they would bring in Royal Giant without Zap, but it would have brought in Royal Giant without Zap. But it's fine, because even if Royal Giant gets one hit, it's down to probably 8 something, and then I'm having to really stress out. Right now, we're 2 fireballs away from taking the lead. We're 1 fireball away from taking the lead. So again, put down Inferno Tower. I'm waiting for the Zap. There it is. And now it's just a matter of hoping that Royal Giant just doesn't look forward. He doesn't to bring in barbarians, and everybody's right at the bridge, which clears the board, and I can bring a mortar on the back. But instead of bringing Ferntire, because I remember that they had Valkyrie, then play the mortar, and then now they do what I thought they should have done earlier, was play Royal Giant in the situation there, and we just get enough with the fireball, and I'm hoping that they don't barrel through. They don't. This game's over. So there were a lot of opportunities for my opponent to get this win with Royal Giant, because Royal Giant, you know, when you play it anywhere, it's just scary, because you're freaking out having to wonder how to play against it, play defense. In those two instances, or in this couple of instances, if they played it towards the center when I have mortar and a mortar attacks it, this game is probably well over before even tiebreaker. So this game, I raised my fist in the air because it was just exhaled so loud, because it's one of those where you do have to hold your breath, hoping that they just don't find that one moment where they break through, and they didn't. So that was fun. So all right, I'm gonna end it here. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit the like button wherever you're watching this. Be sure to hit the subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.